Hey, got a good opportunity for some getting our learning on, if you will. These are oyster mushrooms, and I want to walk through the process that we've gone through to identify them. I'm not going to specifically tell you how to identify oyster mushrooms. I want to work through some issues on how you can identify any mushrooms, and we'll utilize these as our sample to be able to do that. All right, so first is distribution and location. When you're looking at any tree, plant, herbaceous, woody stem, whatever it matters, or fungi, you want to know the distribution of the species and where they like to grow. Do they like to grow in a certain area of the world or the country or a state or what have you? Do they like a lot of moisture? Do they like tops of hills, bottoms of hills, and all that kind of good stuff? Also, to get more specific, do they like to grow terrestrial, which is in the earth, on the ground? Do they like to grow on woody stem plants like this particular species here, growing off the side of a dead tree? Next, what we would look for is the obvious shape. So are we looking at a convex shape of a mushroom, or are we looking at something that looks like an umbrella? If you're looking at Mushroom Expert or something of that nature, they'll describe the two. Does the outer rim, is it uneven and wavy? Is it smooth? These are things that we're going to look at as the general shape. Overall on top, looking down on it. If we look on the bottom, does the mushroom have gills? Does it not have gills? Does it have pores? Does it have a leathery look to it? This is what is referred to as having gills. If you pull the mushroom apart, is the coloration of the mushroom the same all the way through? That's going to be important to see. As you can see, this is basically the same coloration. Although I'll pull this one off, it has a little brown color to it on top, and the others that are here are a little bit whiter, but they're all connected. Next, what we're going to look at is the stem of the mushroom, which is, if you can think of it, the part that connects to whatever it's holding on to, whatever it attaches to. Basically non-existent, very small, short stems that are attached inside or directly on the side of this tree. And so some mushrooms have very long stems, thin, some have short, stout, some are shelf mushrooms and basically don't have any stems at all, or the stem extends deep into the tree. Several different things to look for there. And last but not least, you want to look at the spore print. Think of the spore, S-P-O-R-E, as the seeds, if you will, of the mushroom. So once this mushroom starts to die, the spore print will come out. It's very hard to see with the naked eye, just in general, looking at a mushroom over there. So that's something that you want to study. So this provides a fantastic opportunity to discuss several different things as it relates to identifying mushrooms. I love to go to mushroomexpert.com. I've got a couple books, but Mushroom Expert does a fantastic job. Really good mycologist there that discusses details on identification. So we're going to harvest these. We're going to take them home. We're going to cook them up. And we're going to have a good time with them. Thanks as always. Come on. And let me say this about mushrooms. They're dangerous if you don't know what you're doing. And it's taken years for us to get to the point where we feel comfortable doing this. So be cautious. Don't just immediately go out and start picking mushrooms. Go through a class with somebody. We've done that a few times before we ever started picking mushrooms. So be cautious. Don't go jumping headfirst into picking mushrooms and eating them. As always, come on, join in. Let's learn together.